If you've tried learning a language, you would have experienced this problem. You look up a word in the dictionary and you're presented with a long list of seemingly unrelated concepts that this word could possibly refer to, depending on the context. And it's up to you to figure out, well, which is the right meaning for this word for the context in which I just encountered it. I've been obsessed with solving this problem for a long time, and today I'm going to give you a sneak preview of my solution to this problem, Verba. Before I show you what Verba looks like, I just want to talk about why this problem exists. In linguistics, there's a term polysemy, which refers to the number of different concepts a given word can refer to. So in English, we have the word run, which is high in polysemy because it can refer to seemingly endless concepts. So why does this happen? Well, as language evolves, if we don't have a word for something, we tend to just borrow existing concepts and modify them through analogy and metaphor so that we can use them to refer to a different concept. And over time, a word can evolve such that it means so many different things that it becomes very difficult for a language learner to actually understand what the word means. It can't be nailed down to a single concrete meaning. And unfortunately for language learners, the more frequent a word is in a language, the higher in polysemy it tends to be. This is just the nature of how language evolves. There's another problem that arises from polysemy for language learners, and that is that incorrect interpretations of words from guessing a plausible meaning for the word that's not actually correct compound over time into what linguists call fossilisation. The more a specific interpretation of a word, a phrase, or pattern has fossilised, the harder it is to unlearn. And this is why we all have accents. We have habitual ways of saying things that, it's difficult to say things differently to how we already know how to say them. And for a second language learner, this explains why most people get stuck at what's called the intermediate plateau. It's because by that point, you've internalized a lot of errors in your understanding, and those become blockers in your ability to continue to comprehend more of the language. Part of what causes erroneous understandings is L1 interference. Your brain is highly, highly tuned to your first language, the sounds, the concepts, everything. And this is another issue with dictionary definitions. They often reduce down to a concept to a roughly equivalent English concept. And the problem is that concepts don't have one-to-one mapping across languages. And this is because as humans, we use metaphors, and the metaphors have a different shape and structure depending on the language. So when you see the word obsession or fixation, that's activating a whole set of mental associations that aren't really relevant in Japanese, for example. So this is another reason why it's so important to get an accurate, nuanced understanding of what a word really means in context, so that over time you are encoding an accurate understanding of how the language actually works. Now that you hopefully have a good understanding of the problems I'm trying to solve, let's talk about the solution. Verba. Verba is my answer to all these problems. It's something I've been working on for a very long time. The way I describe Verba is that it's a language analysis tool that guarantees accurate understanding of language. It's going to be released in the next couple of weeks or so. The first language will be Japanese. And over the coming weeks, I'm going to be revealing more powerful features that build on top of what we have right now. So if you want to be updated about when it's available and all these things I've mentioned, just go to the homepage and put your email in this form. All right, let's have a look at Verba. Once you log in, this is what you'll see, a list of videos that you've imported. You can queue up videos to watch, and right now it works with YouTube. So this is a video that I'm interested in. It's a news item about Lexus, and I'm just going to take the URL and then paste it into the form at the top. And it's going to fetch that video, transcribe it, accurately tokenize it, and then figure out the contextual meaning for every single word in the transcript. While that's processing, let's go take a look at another transcript. The first thing I want to show you is that this transcript is interactive. The words are highlighted as they're spoken so that you can follow along, know where you are in the transcript, but also hear how each word is pronounced as you're consuming the content. If we click on the words, we get contextual meanings. Like, what does this word actually mean in this context? but also a word sense definition. There's a simplified version of the definition that's easy to quickly understand.
7年算数
育て
どんな
What this functionality gives you is a guarantee that your understanding of a given word in a given context is as close as possible to how a native speaker would understand that word in that context. And then over time, as you experience that word in multiple different contexts through different transcripts in your queue, then you're going to develop a very finely tuned mental model of what that word really means and how that word works that is close as possible to how a native speaker understands that word. And the bigger picture is that over time, you're going to build a very accurate mental model of your target language that closely maps how that language works in the mind of a native speaker. Because this is really the problem which we all run into as second language learners, is that we, like I said before in the video, we accrue erroneous understandings that compound over time that lead to fossilization and makes it hard for us to continue to make progress. And this is the solution to that problem.